Squad leader, how many men did you have?
10, sir.
How many came out of the battle?
4, sir.
4. Rest of them are either killed or wounded?
Yes, sir. 1 killed. Yes, sir.
1 killed, rest wounded. Some of the wounded be back for duty, I assume?
Yes, sir. We got them all out. All of them came back.
All your weapons, too?
Yes, sir.
What were you doing, lad?
Sir, I was a medic on a point.
Think you saved some lives?
Yes, sir.
You did.
September 1967.
Many men?
David,
No, you
morale's very high, in spite of the fact that most men think the war is being run incorrectly. One of the staggering facts is that most men here believe we will not win the war, and yet they stick their necks out every day and carry on as if they were fighting for the continental security of the United States.
Any of you men in the battle? I know you were, weren't you, Frisco?
Sir.
Huh? What did you do?
What did I do? Because I ran around and shot just like everybody else.
Yeah, what did you shoot? What type of weapon?
I'm an M60, sir.
M60.
We were taking a fierce beating over here. They don't have enough men. We must have more men, at least twice as many, or we are going to get the piss kicked out of us this winter when the rains come.
Ever since Hill 881 and 861, you feel something in the air about the buildup. I don't know, you could almost feel them working around you at night.
Dear Ellen, we've really been preparing for this all-out offensive by the Gooks. I guess you might have read about it in the papers. There's supposed to be a truce in Vietnam during the Chinese Tet New Year. Khe Sanh is the only area not observing it because of the buildup. I'll try to write again soon. Love, Jim.
Dear Mom and Dad, I guess by now you're worried sick over my safety. Khe Sanh village was overrun, but not the combat base. The base was hit, and hit hard by artillery, mortars, and rockets. All my gear and the rest of the company's gear was destroyed. I am unhurt and have not been touched, but with all the death and destruction I've seen in the past week, I've aged greatly. I feel like an old man now. I've seen enough of war and its destruction. I'm scared by it, but not scared enough to quit. I'm a Marine, and I hope someday to be a good one. Please pray for us all here at Khe Sanh. Your son and Marine, Kevin.
It's Tet, the Oriental New Year, and it's a new war. The Viet Cong simultaneously attacked just about every major city and town in South Vietnam. In one day, they increased the scope of the war dramatically. Howard Tuckner was there.
The war came to Saigon early in the morning of January 31st. The first target was the symbol of the American presence in Vietnam, the United States Embassy. About 20 Viet Cong had invaded the embassy compound and were now battling American Marines and military police. The Viet Cong had penetrated to the center of what was supposed to be the most secure city in Vietnam.
What's the hardest part of it? Not knowing where they are, that's the worst thing. Riding around and running the sewers and the gutters anywhere. Be anywhere. Just hope you can stay alive from day to day. Everybody just wants to go back home and go to school. That's about it.
You lost any friends?
Quite a few. We lost one the other day. The whole thing stinks, really.
Awful sick of it. I'll be so glad to go home. I don't know. It's the worst area we've been in since I've been in Vietnam.
You think it's worth it?
Yeah, I don't know. They say we're fighting for something. I don't know.
A lot of speculation up here in the Hill that ultimately we may have to use nuclear weapons. What can you say on that subject?
I do not think that nuclear weapons will be required to defend Khe Sanh.
Yeah, that's what gets me. That's not the way we're supposed to do it. We're supposed to be hard chargers, man. We're supposed to go out and get them. I think if they pull a good search and destroy up here, we could clear them out.
Well, I don't know. You get out there 50 feet, you're lost already in the jungle. I mean, it looks pretty clear from here.
It's just a constant siege here, and you don't know exactly when the incoming's coming, and you don't know how much it's going to be from day to day. And
how would you compare it to other places that you've served in Vietnam?
Well, this is the worst I've been at. It's you just most of the time you can't get anything done because there's too much incoming. You can't get out much at all. It's just too dangerous to get out, and it just gets on your nerves. That's all.
Either that or just had a B-52 scope up one side, back.
The only thing they hit is the ground.
Dear Dad and Mom. Well, they haven't got me yet. I'm sitting here in my new bunker underground with many sandbags and metal skids between me and the surface. But the men and I will be all right no matter what comes. We are all well, and morale is high. You know, I've never really regretted coming over here. Even yesterday when my favorite turd got it. The little guy with my platoon sergeant's radio man. I really loved the kid. He was the hardest little worker, and never complained, do anything for you. After they had taken him away, it almost kicked my ass, as the saying goes. I almost cracked. But there were 75 others to worry about, and I snapped myself out of my cheap civilian bull and got back to work. Well, you learn every day the mistakes you were making, and the biggest one is to get too attached to any one person. Not over here, at least. Things happen so quickly, and 1 minute he's fine, and the next, he's not. But old Don is pretty lucky, knock on wood. And home I'll come, I'm sure. Maybe after we wipe them up here, they'll go to the bargaining tables and we can come home. All of us. Love, Don.
Once I was a soldier, and I fought on foreign sands for you. Once I was a hunter, and I brought home fresh meat for you. And once I was a lover, searched behind your eyes for you. And soon there'll be another to tell you I was just alive. And sometimes I wonder, just for a while,
Dear Aunt Fanny, this morning one of my men turned to me and pointed a hand filled with cuts and scratches at a plant we saw fresh